All right, good morning. We are just outside of Lake Placid, and we are headed up to Avalanche Lake today. So it's about a 12.5 mile hike, and we got in late last night from Pennsylvania. So the dogs were tired after the hike, and Emily's wrist is still painful from yesterday's fall. So the trails are quite different out here. So it's more like a traditional, like, hiking trail through the woods routes, single track trail for the most part. But we're staying at Heart Lake, where the Adirondack Mountain Club is. So it's a huge campground. It's packed full of people and hikers. It's a primary like hiking destination for folks. So they base camp, and then the high peaks are all around us. So there's tons and tons of hiking out here, depending on where you want to go. So Avalanche Lake is supposed to be super pretty. There's Emily and the rest of the dogs. So it should be a good day. All right, so the trail is well maintained, and it's marked really well with those blue markers that kind of designate where the trail. Anytime there's an intersection, there's arrows and some information. So it's a trail that's easy to traverse. It is kind of boggy in some areas, so there are bog boards everywhere. But the mud hasn't been too bad. It hasn't been anything over your shoes or anything. So they say up as we get closer to the lakes that it gets a little bit muddier, especially because we had some heavy rain yesterday. But so far the trail is in really good shape. You cooling off, girl? All right, so we crossed the river instead of walking around. There's plenty of rock hopping you can do. Met a nice group of folks from Philly. They're up here with their kids, and you enter a camping section where there's lots of dispersed campsites that are marked, and there's camping all the way from here all the way up to the lake. And so if you're hiking in and you want to camp, there's plenty of spots. There's also spur trails that go to one of the high peaks that's out here, Mount Mercy, which I think is 4,700 feet. So that's one of the one of the 40 or so high peaks that are out here that are over 4,000 feet. So there's a consolidated hike that's 130 miles that covers 40 of them. And you basically just climb the peaks, go down, and it just kind of goes up and down, up and down, up and down, in kind of a spider web of the High Peaks wilderness area, which is where we're at. So it's pretty cool. So the trail, once you cross the stream, is really bouldery. So you got to be cognizant of your foot's placement. Lots of these bridges that cross little creeks. Well, nothing difficult. You just take your time. There's a little tricky spot. They made a ladder for you to go up, but there's a walk around for the dogs too. Come on, Luna.
Luna, come on. You got it.
Come on, girl.
Come on.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
You got it.
Dogs can climb ladders too.
Okay.
The camera doesn't do it justice, but we got a little bit of a bouldery climb coming up. But super impressed with Luna climbing that ladder. I mean, she didn't even hesitate. She just walked right up to it and climbed it. Funny how dogs are. Come through a bunch of bogs once it levels out, and you get to basically this huge rock face. You want to stay right there? No. All right, I think this is the end of the trail for us. We're not gonna be able to get the dogs up that, and there's a couple others past here. So I think we're just gonna have a snack by the lake and then make our way back.
It's you.
This is what ridiculousness looks like. Tots can't take it.
Oh, hike with your dogs. You gotta be prepared. It'll be good once we get down past the creek.
All right, so that was Avalanche Pass to Avalanche Lake. We were 9.5 miles out and back. We got to the point like where I showed you in the video where we hit that ladder, and it was just going to be too much for the dogs anyway, and they've had a long day. So it was a great day of hiking, and it was a good trail. We got to see lots of cool things, and the lake, it was awesome.
The lake is really pretty.
So
it was good.
Highly recommend it. It's a little tough on dogs, so just be aware of that. It's a lot of bouldering. So if your dog isn't as agile as you are, you might want to be cognizant of that.
But the dogs love the bogs.
They did. They had fun playing in the mud. So this is Dan and Emily.
And Sam and Henry and Luna.
And we'll see you next time.